Hello everybody, welcome back to our Blessed Performance YouTube channel. Today we got this guy. This is Dagan. You guys probably talked to him on the phone. You see him at the shows. Well, we're here today to talk about his Turbski choice and why he chose it, and a little bit about this awesome drop-in non-VGT turbo for the 11 to 19 6.7 power stroke. So right here we have a Smeding. What size turbo?
This one is the S363 SXE-R.
What's the difference between a 63 standard and an R? All in this guy right here, and the billet wheel right here. And the compressor wheel, the design of the R gives it more top end power. That's the best way to put it, gentlemen and ladies. My bad, apologize. What comes in the box?
You get all the boots, mounting gaskets, clamps, bolts, pretty much everything. Honestly, really good kit, really good kit.
What's awesome about this kit is it comes with everything you need. So you're gonna block off the coolant line, and it comes with the oil built into the pedestal to oil the turbo now. So it gets rid of the line that comes around here on the front, more places to leak. What's really nice about it as well is it comes with a turbine housing that allows you to bolt right to the factory up pipes. There's no changing up pipes. This is not a T4, so yes, that gives you a little bit less top end power, but it gives you a little more bottom end power, which is nice. And it's gonna spool a lot faster than a standard T4. Out of the box, these are not clocked to fit perfectly. I say that because we've had customers call and complain, and I get it. It's a little frustrating once it's in there. What I recommend you do is take your wrench, loosen up these 4 bolts right back here on the turbine housing, and just lightly loosen them to where you can clock the housing. You'll take and put your gasket down in the engine, in the valley. You'll set this guy in place, put your 4 bolts on, and then clock your turbine housing to line it up with your up pipes. Get both these clamps tight and then retighten this bad boy right here. You can, with holding your finger in the right position and your tongue in the right angle, get to all of these bolts with a wrench while this is installed. Yes, it's a little bit of a challenge. I'm not gonna lie to you. Doing anything aftermarket to your pickup truck or even OEM to your pickup truck can be a little challenging to install. But if you just put a little bit of work to it, you'll get it done. It's not terrible, by no means. Right here you have your hot side boot, and right here is your turbo inlet, where your air filter is gonna go. If I could talk, that'd be great. Comes with a billet pedestal, new AN line, all the gaskets you need, and it sounds absolutely amazing when it's installed. I'm gonna step back a little bit and let Dagan talk about why he chose this one over other options on the market. There are other great options as well. This is a wonderful option on the market, but there are some other options, but Dagan's gonna explain why he decided to go with this one.
So this one, the reason that I went with it personally is because it's a very budget-friendly non-VGT turbo. For the price, you really can't beat it. You don't have to do a T4 swap. It's a direct bolt-in. They go 11 to 14 and then 15 to 19 with the exact pedestal style, everything that you need to install it. The price is absolutely phenomenal. And I really wanted to get into the VGT power, so that was a really big difference for me. The non-VGT, I said VGT. Yeah. I already have a VGT in my turbo. Step away from that and get into a non-VGT. So that's why I went with this one. And Smeding's a really good company. We work with them a whole lot, and I really wanted to test it out. So I'm super excited.
Now, I have personally ran this same turbo on trucks, and I've had amazing results. The must-do point when you sell a boatload of turbos every month, you're gonna have some failures. Guess what? There's a boatload of 6.7 power strokes. That's why we know that the CP4 fails so much. It is still less than 1%. Pretty crazy. Well, when you sell that many turbos, you're gonna have some failures. The guys who say that you've ever had a failure on a Smeding turbo, number 1, had oiling problems. Number 2, ordered this with a 270 thrust bearing. Dagan, we ordered his with a 360 thrust bearing. 360 thrust bearing basically encompasses the whole turbine shaft. That's the best way to put it. The bearing goes all the way around, gives it more support. So that way you don't have the play that you're gonna have, and it's not gonna allow your turbo to kill itself. The other thing that's crucial when installing any turbo, it does not matter the turbo brand. Number 1, put some oil right in here. Take this line loose, get yourself a little oil squirter. They're like $1.50 at Napa or Harbor Freight, and fill this guy with oil, spin it with your fingers, watch the oil go down. Do that again. Do that 3 or 4 times before you hook the oil line up for good. Then, when you start the truck, don't go straight to the floor. That's just dumb. You gotta let the turbo get some oil in it. When you start the truck, I like to let it idle for 2 to 3 minutes before I even move the truck. That tells me that I've got plenty of oil pressure and that I know that the turbo's oiled properly. Then from there, go out and drive it. Is there a break-in period for a turbo? No. But anytime you do any modifications, kind of ease back into it. Get back into how it feels, how it drives. Give the turbo some time to adjust heat cycle a few times. That's what I recommend. So yes, there's some stuff on the internet that sometimes a Smeding turbo will fail. I'm gonna tell you right now, those guys were cheap. cheap, ordered a cast wheel and a 270 thrust bearing, and didn't properly oil the turbo when they put it in the truck. I'm sure we're gonna get some comments about that, and that's okay. The reality of the situation is I've ran Smeding turbos on lots of my trucks for years and never had one fail. I've ran other turbos. I've ran Borgs, I've ran Pulsars, I've ran Bullseyes, and ultimately I've had one or two fail along the way, but I personally have not had one of these bad boys fail that I wasn't pushing to a failure point. Let me back that up. I've had them fail, but I put that truck way too
hard.
way too much nitrous. Anyways, the guy holding this camera got that video. It's on our Instagram, our YouTube, and our TikTok, and it's at like 12 or 14 million views now. So if you want to see it, go check it out. It's also on YouTube. That's the turbo that I had failed, but you know what? I pushed that turbo way too far, and I'm not afraid to admit that. It was a T4 with a boatload of fuel, and that's the reason it fell.
1,300 horsepower?
1,353.
Yeah, that's a...
And like 2,100 foot-pounds of torque. And then it shot the turbine wheel out the exhaust.
A lot of nitrous.
Which that's getting cross-bolted. Yes, duh. We're not going to talk about that. We're here to talk about this bad boy. Smeding, wonderful turbos, wonderful people there. Ricky and the team, absolutely stellar to work with. Austin, Ricky, those are the main guys we talk to. And they treat us wonderfully. They treat our customers wonderfully. We've overnighted turbos. We've overnighted kits. Ultimately, I can't say enough. If you're looking for a budget-friendly option to get into a non-VGT for your 11 and 19 power stroke, this is the kit this is the kit that's gonna be really hard to beat. I think this kit, $2,200, $2,300 shipped.
I think so, yeah. If you want the S363 SXE-R, I think is $2,300.
Right around $2,300 shipped.
So is 72, I think. And then, yeah, that's the other thing is you can get it in so many different sizes for what your budget, or honestly, what your truck's able to handle. So, I mean, that's the other good thing about these.
Let's touch on that just a little bit about power numbers and what you're gonna do. So Dagan here in the wintertime, he tows a decent amount, maybe not super heavy, but he does go up to super high elevations because he likes to do that snowmobile thing, okay? I mean, dirt bikes in the summertime, he does the snowmobiles in the wintertime, snowboarding, stuff like that. So he goes up on top of the bighorns. Guys, the bighorns, the highest asphalt road is right at 11,000 feet. We live at 4,800, so we know what lag is. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
True story.
So, needless to say, if you're towing, I suggest a 63 billet or the SXE-R 63. I'm not a fan of cast wheels in any turbos. They do spool slower because they're heavier. That's the best way to put it. That's why there's a billet wheel design right here. If you're looking for a little bit more power while trying to tow, but you're gonna be more daily driving, honestly, a 66 billet. 64.5 is a good one as well. All out racing, 69 and 72. That's really what it boils down to. Those are gonna be the all out racing ones, excuse me. That's really where you're gonna be looking for. This guy will support every bit of 600, 650 horsepower all day long, but it's gonna spool really good on the bottom end because it is a little bit smaller turbo, so it's gonna be good for daily driving, towing, that kind of stuff. Get up to 69 and 72, there's 750 horsepower. Of course, you're gonna need fuel to make that happen. Stock injectors do not make that. I don't care what anybody on the internet tells you. Stock injectors on a 6.7 for an 11 and 19 will not make 700 horsepower. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. Is what it is. Not here to argue, just here to share the information. Okay, but if you're looking to make that kind of power, 69 or 72, personally I'd go with the 72 SXE-R because the race version's always funner. Duh. Okay. Right?
True story. Anyways,
I think that sums it up. If you got any questions about this awesome turbo or the Smeding turbo line products that we have on our website, they carry drop-in turbos for pretty much any diesel truck out there. Drop-in non-VGT swaps if you want. Also some VGT options, S300, S400s for your Cummins. If you have any questions about any of those, feel free to give us a call, 1-800-577-2698. Talk to him, myself, or anyone of the other sales guys, and we will gladly share the information that we have, the experience that we have, the true numbers on reliability from these bad boys. You know, remember this, if you hear something negative, I promise you if you read enough, you're gonna find at least 10 to 1 a positive on that. I hear from guys all the time. I've got 40, 50, 60,000 miles on my Smeding drop-in turbo, 6.0s, 6.7s. They just love them. And then if you're looking to get rowdy, S400 swap. Let's just be honest, it's fun.
Not wrong.
Anyways,
not wrong.
Check out all of our socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I think we got Twitter and LinkedIn, X or whatever it is. Threads, the new one, Threads. Anybody on that yet? Like, subscribe, follow. We really appreciate you folks. We appreciate the opportunity to work with you to help build your truck, help build your dream truck. Without you guys, we don't get to do this. We don't get to have fun. We'll see you at the next event.
That was tits.
Go drink some beer.
Yes.